Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. And to my new audience, thank you for stopping by. In this channel, Winnie Stitches, we upload videos on sewing tutorial, pattern drafting, sewing tricks, sewing tips, sewing hacks, and styles. So in today's tutorial, we want to learn how to draft, cut, and sew pencil skirt with wrap. You can see it on the screen. So these are the things that we need. This is the material, the fabric I'll be using. This is my pattern paper. It's on fold, as you can see. This is my tape, my marker, scissors, and my rollers. So without wasting much of our time, let's go straight into the tutorial. So the measurement needed is your waist measurement, your hip measurement, your waist knee, and the full length. So the first thing to do is to mark the starting point on your pattern paper. As you can see, I have marked my starting point, and this starting point represents my waist line. So after marking your starting point, the next thing is to impute your vertical measurements. So this represents my waistline. The next line will be my hip line, which I will measure. So measure from your waist to your hip point, whatever you have, then you impute it. The one I'm working with is 9 inches from the waist to my hip. Is 9 inches. So I'll just mark it and connect with a straight line. That will represent my hip line. The next one is my waist knee line. So I will measure from my waist to my knee. Then I will minus about 3 to 4 inches. You can minus 3 to 4 inches. So the one I'm working with is 18 inches. I will mark my 18 inches. So I'll connect it with a straight line. The next one is my full length. So before this skirt, I will have a waistband, and the waistband will be about 1.5 inches. So for my full length, I'm going to minus that 1.5. So your own, when you want to do it, make sure that you minus your waistband if you will need a waistband. And the width of the waistband depends on what you want. So the length of my skirt is 28.5. Then I will minus 1.5 inches, which is for the waistband. So the main skirt length now will be 27 inches. Let me rephrase what I said. My skirt length will be 28.5. When I minus the waistband, that gives me 27. So my skirt length without the waistband is 27 inches. So after that, the next thing now will be for me to impute my horizontal measurement. The first one is your waist measurement. So you divide your waist by 4. Measure around your waist. Whatever measurement you have, you divide it by 4. The one I'm working with, when I divide by 4, it gives me 8.75. So for the waist measurement, we are going to impute that. The skirt will have that. So I want to make use of 1 inch dart intake. That is half on each side. So I will add my dart here to the waist measurement. I'll just add my 1 inch dart. That is for my dart. So for the hip, measure around your hip, whatever measurement you have, you divide it by 4. The one I'm working with is 10.75 after dividing it by 4. So that is my 10.75. I will mark the same measurement on the waist knee and the full length. I mean the hip measurement, I will mark the same hip measurement on the waist knee on the full length line. So I will connect my points starting from the hip line. Can you see? So the next thing is for me to impute my dart. So I will measure from my nipple to nipple, that is my bust span. I will divide my bust span by 2. The bust span I'm working with is 9 inches. When I divide 9 inches by 2, it gives me 4.5 inches. So starting from my center front, I will mark 4.5 inches. Then remember that that intake was 1 inch, so I will mark 0.5 on each side, which represent my dart intake. And my dart for my front will be 5 inches long. So I'll connect my darts now. So now, here, remember this is my center front and this is my side front. So on this my side front, on the waistline, I will come up by half of an inch. So I increase the hip line. So I will raise my waistline by half of an inch. Then here I will come down by, at the center of my waistline, I will come down by half of an inch. Then I will connect it. So the next thing is for me to determine how curvy I want the stick to be, to shape the down part of the stick. I'm going to minus from the waist knee line and the full length. I will minus 1 inch. You can decide to minus more than that. So I will connect the lines with a straight line. Then I will connect it to my hip line. Finish here. Anywhere you have a sharp line, make sure that you blend it. So let's add seam allowance. For my side seam, I want to add 2 inches all through. So when it comes here, I'm starting from here, not here. The same with this one. So I'll connect my points. Can you see? So for the joining allowance to my waistband, I'm going to mark that when I'm cutting on my fabric because my paper is not enough. So my hemming allowance, I'm making use of 2-inch hemming allowance. I'll put my 2 inches. I'll connect the points. So here I'm going to come up by 1/4 of an inch. Then I will use my curve roller to curve the line. Slightly curve roller. Can you see? So the first part of the front is ready. I will cut it out. Then we will draft the wrap. So this is my front panel. So I will use this to trace out on my, I'll use this to trace my other panel. I'll put my paper on fold as well. So I'll use my pin to pin down this button. So after pinning it, I will trace my darts. If you don't have tracing wheel, you can decide to measure it again the way we measure your bust band divided by 2 when you impute the dart. But if you have a tracing wheel, that is fine, it will make the work easier. So after tracing it, I will cut the second pattern. So I will take off my pattern. Remove my pins. So I will impute my dart following where I trace. So that is my dart. I will trace this one as well so that I can mark my dart on the other side. Can you see? That is my dart. So I will keep this other pattern. Then let's work on the wrap. I like to use the first one to work on the wrap. So for the wrap, you have to come to your dart leg. After opening up your panel, remember we cut two, so this is one of it. After opening up, from this your dart leg, you mark the point. Then from this your hip line, you come down by 2 inches. Then you extend it by 3 inches. Extend it by 3 inches. Then you connect the points using your straight ruler. You can decide to use slightly curved ruler. It depends on what you actually want. Then from this your center front, can you see this is the center that we folded the paper? From this your center, the center of the paper, you come towards this other end, the side that the wrap is stopping. Come in by 0.75 inch, then you connect it to this point. Can you see? You have gotten that shape. Then make sure you blend any sharp line to avoid sharp when you want to turn with your lining. Can you see? So that is basically everything. So what I will do now will be for me to cut my pattern. Before cutting it, I will add seam allowance for turning of my lining. I'll add half of an inch. You can decide to add more than half of an inch. You can add 1 inch. Can you see? I will blend that point as well. So I will now cut my pattern. Can you see? This other dart for the wrap is not needed. We are only going to hold this other dart, but this one is not needed. We can check it on the picture that we have. So this is how it will look like when sewing. So this is how it will look. Can you see here, 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 and here? That are the 3 points for the button. So let's quickly draft the back pattern. As you can see, this is my pattern paper, and I've marked my lines, which serve as my vertical measurement. Remember, for the front, this is my waistline. This line represents my waistline. This one represents my hip line, and from the waist to the hip is 9 inches. So measure from your waist to your hip, whatever measurement you have, then you impute it. the same as we did for the front. So this represents my waist knee, this represents my full length, and this is my folding allowance. Remember, we used 2 inches for the front, so I just trace it out the same 2 inches. So let's impute our horizontal measurement for the back. So when you measure around your waist, whatever measurement you have, you divide it by 4. Before that, this line that I draw here, from here to here, represent my zipper allowance. So that is my zipper allowance. So all my measurement will start from these lines. So let's start. So when I divide the waist, I'm working with when I divide the waist, I'm working with by 4 plus 1 inch gap. It gives me 9.75, the same as the front. So for the hip, when I divide the hip by 4, it gives me 10.75. So I will impute the same hip measurement on this other waist knee line, full length line, and the folding allowance. Remember how we did for the front. Then I connect the next thing I will do now will be for me to impute my that. So I'll measure my bust span, then I'll divide by 2. That's nipple to nipple measurement, divide by 2. The one I'm working with, when I divide by 2, it gives me 4.5. Then for the back, I'm going to come down by 4 inch. Remember, our dart intake is ½ inch on both sides. I'll connect the lines. So that is our dart. So to shape the down part, the same as we did for the front, remember that we minus 1 inch from the waist knee and the full length line. So for the back, we minus the same 1 inch, but the 1 inch will not be only from this one side. We will divide it evenly for the both sides of the back. But so the 1 inch, when I divide it by 2, which is this side and this side, so minus 0.5 here and 0.5 here. So we connect it with a straight line. Then I will connect to the hip line. Now connect this one to the hip line as well. Then for the shaping of the waist. My side waist, I will come up by half of an inch, the same we did for the front, and we will connect it with our hip cuff to the waistline. We are not going to slant the same way we did for the same way we did for the front. We are not coming on. So here on my center back, I'll come in by half of an inch. Then I will connect it to my hip line. So now let's mark our zipper allowance. Because of this one and this point, the zipper allowance will not be straight. So we need to mark our zipper allowance now. I want to make use of 1.5 inch zipper allowance. So I will mark starting from here, not here. I'm starting from here. So I will connect it now. Okay, so now let's add our side seam allowance. Remember, we make use of 2 inch, so we are still maintaining the same 2 inch as we did for the front. Remember, here is from here, not this one. So now I will cut my pattern. Remember the joining allowance to the waistband. We are going to add that when we cut our fabric. So this is our back pattern. Thank you so much guys for watching. Remember to watch out for the part 2, which we will cut on the fabric and sew the skirt. See you on our next tutorial. Remember to share our videos to others so that they can learn as well, and give me thumbs up as well. Please support us by giving this video a like and comment on the comment section. If you have any style that you want me to illustrate or to teach, feel free to drop it on the comment section. Bye bye. See you on the part 2 of this video.